Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson. Today we're going to be talking about All Stars Season 10. The Queens had to do a makeover challenge and with basketball players, with female basketball players, college female basketball players. Um, the Queens. So I wanna get into some tea before we start because that's important. Bob the Drag Queen was on Sibling Watchery the other day. I think that's what it's called, with Naomi Smalls. And they were talking about versus the world seasons. We have Canada and the US, in the UK, sorry. And also we are getting a, an Asian version of it in the Philippines. Called Slasian Royale. It's completely different. It only has Asian queens, which is super duper. And she was talking about versus the world, and she basically is like, just say no to American queens. Just say no. You can say no. They just won't cast you. You can say no. And I think that is a weird thing to do. Because if RuPaul calls you, you pick up the phone and you go over and you do what needs to be done. At least in my book, if RuPaul called me and said, Jacob, I need you on set, I'd be like, absolutely, pay for my ticket, but absolutely, I will be there. Like, go do it, because you're gonna have a platform and you're gonna make good TV. And especially for American queens, it gives you a chance to really get to know drag across the world, really sample everything, and gets you some sisters who are international. You know, I think that UK versus the World season 2 actually was the best representation of Americans in the versus the world format, because you had an American leave early first, in fact, Mayhem Miller, and then you had Scarlett, who lasted all the way until the top 5. And that showed a range of Scarlett is still here. You can root for Scarlett, but then as you're rooting for Scarlett, you're picking up on other queens that you want to root for. I think the problem with both Canada versus the World seasons 1 and 2 and UK versus the World season 1, among many for UK versus the World season 1, is that the American queens stayed the entire time. Eureka left in the middle of Canada versus the World season 2, but we really didn't get to know any of the other queens because the American queens kept on keeping on in the competition. So I really like it when it's a smorgasbord of queens from all over in the top 4. I also liked Global All Stars for that reason too, though I hated the fact that Alyssa Edwards won. I don't think that any American queen should be winning a versus the world. And I think it was a little bit different for Canada versus the World season 1 because Raja had that redemption. But I honestly think that if I'm being completely honest, uh, I don't know if she should have won necessarily. I think Silky should have. And Silky also had a great representation on the versus the world. I think that she redeemed her ball. She redeemed the her lip syncs more, and was just really expressive, and deserved to make it all the way to the top 4. So I disagree with Bob on everything, because go, if they ask you to go, do it. The only thing that's going to happen is that you lose or you win. And I think that we should be getting deep cut queens as well. Give me the Monica Beverly Hills, give me the Darian Lake, give me the anybody from season 8 of All Stars. Give them to me, and throw them on a versus the world. Let's see how they've improved over the years and give them a platform again. But obviously, some people don't feel that way. And Naomi Smalls needs to come back. I'm sorry, she does. And I know her career doesn't, but looking at her in season 8 and All Stars 4, both of those seasons were not very good at least in my opinion. The real bright spot of season 8 was Chi Chi DeVayne. And on All Stars 4, Naomi really wasn't a big key player until she eliminated Manila. And then even after that, she just faded back into the background. So I feel like she needs to come back and rebrand herself, maybe as a, I really don't need this, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to serve it to you. Um, Either to come back for an All Stars, or a Versus the World season. I also think a lot of people put pressure on the fact that they want to be judged by RuPaul, and I get that, but like, go back on your country's Versus the World. If you're Canadian, go back to Canada, because I don't think that RuPaul is going to love you as much as Brooklyn does. Brooklyn takes time to take care of all of her queens, at least from what I've heard. Watch me get proved wrong. But they, yeah, like, go do stuff. Be happy. Get a platform. Brand yourself. Accept yourself. Love yourself. Anyway, put down in the comments below what you think about that. We have I have pictures now, and my brother's gonna make fun of me, and I don't care. We have pictures for the makeovers. I decided to take pictures. I don't really like doing that, and I didn't. I will not. I will not do that for season 18, because again, I will be at other people's places watching it, and it would look weird me taking pictures. But I always say this: go watch the show, and if you can't afford Paramount Plus, or you don't want to pirate it or anything like that, I understand. But go support the queens as well. They definitely need it. Let's start. So, the queens enter the workroom, and the most valuable queen stuff happens. And Deja gets 2 points, and Olivia gets 2 points. And Aja gives her thing to Olivia, and Deja gives her thing to Olivia. And then Phoenix gives hers to Deja, and then Olivia gives hers to Deja. And when I watched that, I was like, oh, well, here comes Aja. Aja's mad. She's not mad, she's hurt. She's offended, because that's her Mimu sister. That's her ride or die, and she just did not give her a point. And I think that both sides had valid arguments. Obviously, Aja, I think, is playing this game too alliance heavy. Right? She is very much like, this is my platinum alliance, this is my gold alliance, this is my silver alliance. You have 3 episodes. You can't be doing all that jazz in 3 episodes. Like, somebody's gonna get their heart broken, and it's messy, and I love that, but like, you gotta consolidate it. I think that what she should have done is gone, okay, Mimu is going to be my only alliance. We're going to make it to the end together. Have Olivia agree to that, and then try and pick and choose and maybe block and get into people's heads about things, so that way, when the time comes, you and Olivia are in the top. But honestly, the way that this shook out, I don't think that would have happened. Phoenix is left with 1 point and is salty as all fuck about it, which is great. I love that in TV, because she is just like, really, bitch? I just gave you my point. I want a point. I only have 1 point. What the fuck? And plot twist, she does not get a single point after that. I think I like the way that they did it at the end of the competition on the main stage. I think that that's how they should do it, instead of doing it in the workroom. I think at the end of the episode, they should show who they're going to give their point to, so that way it's like drama on the stage, and then you go back into Untucked, or you go back into the workroom and talk about it. Because, oh my gosh, if Olivia had done that last episode, and then Aja just, like, is walking back into the workroom, everybody say love, she storms off into the workroom. My God. Would have been legendary. So the mini challenge. So they get called into RuPaul's black box abyss, um, and there's a basketball hoop, and immediately I'm getting Wii Sports Resort vibes. You gotta throw the basketballs, not the 3-on-3. That one's iconic. It's like the 60-minute hoop challenge, and I immediately was like, you know how many baskets I would make? Zero. I have no hand-eye coordination whatsoever. Um, Neither me nor my brother does, unless like my brother accidentally threw a rock at somebody and it landed, and he didn't mean for it to land. He just was throwing it out of frustration. And so yeah, that was fun. Like we don't have hand-eye coordination unless we're trying to miss, and then it's like my eye. So anyway, they have to make all these baskets, and there ain't no way everybody made baskets. Like what the fuck? The producers would be sitting here going, Jacob, make a basket, and I'd be like, I'm trying, or my knee would dislocate and I'd go down, and then they'd be like, do you need to be disqualified? And I'd be, no, I'm fine. Um, I think that would be my main struggle if I was ever on Drag Race is my knee. But I'd look at them and go, haha, I'm fine. Each and every time it would pop out, which probably would be more often than not. I can always tell when it's coming. It popped out the other day. It was not a very pleasant surprise. So Irene wins the mini challenge. She has a 100% mini challenge win rate thus far, and she has to choose a girl basketball college player. That didn't make any sense. A college basketball player who's a girl, women's basketball, and then pair up everybody else. So she does, and I don't remember any of their names for the life of me, so we're gonna move on. So we get in there, everybody's kikiing, everybody's having a good time. Olivia walks over to Aja and is basically like, "Hey, here's my reasons. Here, Martin Luther. Here's my theses on that. Not Martin Luther King, but the other one, who nailed the 95 theses on the church door. She goes, here's my reasonings for picking Deja. And Aja goes, that's cute. But, like, no. Invalid, invalid, invalid. You're stupid. I love you, but you should have chosen me. Like, what about me, Lucius? I gotta do this for me. And she just realizes that every single alliance is going down the drain. And she tried so hard to keep them going too. It just they all fizzled out. It's them struggling. Meanwhile, Irene is sitting over here going, okay, if I win, then you're free to take the king. And no, Ron, no. And Bosco's sitting over here. And I think her makeover partner, I just did a Bosco, by the way. Her makeover partner is like, says what we're all thinking. Bosco starts rambling. And she has to go in between the lines of what she's actually saying to get what Bosco wants her to do. Phoenix needs to win the challenge. Deja needs to win the challenge. Olivia wants to win the challenge. And Phoenix is just like, I need to go further. I need to do this, and well, we'll get to it. So let's talk about the looks, and then I want to do like a little retrospective of this bracket, cause Lord. So up first is Deja Sky and Sophie Rochus. Sure. Okay, Jesus Christ. This is them. So this look. Not family resemblance. And I hate when they're like, it's not family resemblance. And it's like, what do you want out of me? But this is clearly not family resemblance. This is putting somebody in drag for the first time. And I think that's great. And I think that's something that we need to see. But also, Deja, it's sort of unflattering. It's very unflattering for Deja, at least. I am convinced that, okay, I'm trying not to sound rude here. Deja has a new body. Her body is new. It is skinnier than she's used to, and she's trying to clothe that in a way that makes her happy, but she doesn't know what makes her happy yet. So she's throwing stuff on here that is not the best, and hoping that it works. This would be in the bottom if it were an elimination thing. Her makeover partner looks good in this, I guess, neon yellow. I think it was green, but the lighting makes it look neon yellow. But they don't look like they're related. They just look like they're two friends doing drag. This is a crunch. I love you, Deja, but it's a crunch. Up next, Aja and Tiva. So, oh, freaking heck, come on. That's what it looks like. And I have to say, it looks very costumey, and that's fine. That's fine because drag is a costume. It's something that you put on yourself. But I didn't like it. I didn't live. Aja, yeah, but I don't think Pixie when I think of Aja. I think that this is another Sweet Tooth moment, or like Sugar Tits moment, where she had this idea and it's not really Aja's brand. I think that if she had stuck with her brand, what is Deja's brand, by the way? I think of Deja and I think like nice, orange almost. I guess because her entrance, her promo look was orange, but like, or just kind of crafty ish materials and stuff. When I think of Aja, I think Aja, the Banji, the bougie, like what she's been serving thus far, a reference. I just don't think Pixie Hollow. And where was okay? So her twin has one wing. I'm not gonna show it to you again, but like she has one wing. Where's the other wing? Is it because it broke? Because she said her wings were a little bit droopy, but like, is it because it broke on the suitcase or something, and you still put it on her body? I don't know. This is a crunch. I love Aja, but this is definitely a crunch. Up next, Olivia Lux and Octavia Lux. So this is Jesus Christ, come on. This is also why I just don't take pictures. You can barely see them. Olivia is in this blonde wig. They have music notes and stuff. The only thing of note for her, I love her and Octavia's headpiece, their headphone cord that tethers them together. It is very cool, and I think that was like a good idea. However, looks are a bit basic. From here up, flawless, and here out, flawless. The hair, the cord, flawless. But the looks are basic dresses. When I think of Olivia, I think opulence. I think of and that's her problem. That was her problem in her original season when she made over Denali. We saw the opulence, but then it wasn't opulence. She wasn't opulence really back then. What she was big hair and big afros and like a leotard and stuff. Now it is very much gown, grand, beauty, crystals, and I don't really see that in her, but I also get the vision. She has like music in her blood, so it's a cream. It was okay. Up next, Bosco and the Goddess. So, ooh, oh my gosh. Come on. You can barely see it, I don't care. So Bosco is wearing this, like, blue robe, and the Goddess is wearing this, like, red thing of the exact same thing. I have to say, the Goddess looked great. Like, she is tall, and because she's a basketball player, she's had, like, a lot of practice with, like, female basketball players usually, sometimes. I know this about female dancers too. they got good calf strength. Like, they have good body technique and stuff like that because they know how to maintain their bodies and they put their bodies through hell each and every day. Same as drag queens, but also drag queens kind of have it easy because they just, they lip sync and stuff. But like, if you see a dancer drag queen, like a real dancer drag queen, like Lady Camden or Brooklyn Heights, their bodies are made to withstand dancing and doing all that. Athletic drag queens is also are made to withstand things. That is why you can get so much out of them without them really hurting themselves because they know their limits. This look is great. It is a cream, and it is the top cream of the week. Well, okay, it's a tie with her sister, Irene the Alien, and Estelle the Alien. This look is amazing. I love it. Don't look too similar, but they look similar enough. I love the clown aesthetic. It is definitely a cream. Irene didn't really surprise me that much when she pulled this out. I was like, oh, they're gonna be in the top. Like, she had an idea, and what's more important is that her makeup partner went with the idea. I remember back to All Stars 8, Jimbo, who wanted to put her makeup partner in clown drag, and her makeup partner was uncomfortable with it. Therefore, Jimbo didn't win because, obviously. So, like, no, you don't need to do that. That's stupid. Go with the flow. If your partner has something that they want to do, you can modify it to fit them, but, like, you'll be fine. You just gotta do what they want you to do, and you'll be fine. This look is a cream, and it is in tying for top cream of the week. And finally, I saved her for last, Phoenix and Heron. So, they have these jumpsuits, and then they reveal, to the Mimi I'm First Phoenix meme of Prison Honey. And I have to say, was funny the first time I saw it. After that, I was like, okay, is this it? Like, also, it didn't really look like the outfits that much. I really wish that they had kept the hair, maybe. Like, if you're going to do the meme, do the meme. There's a way to elevate that hair that isn't what was on my phone just now. And was it just me, or was her makeover partner kind of bored the entire time? I'm just saying, Heron looked bored. Phoenix, this is a crunch. I'm sorry. So, the top 3 of the week, I guess based on judges' critiques, were Bosco, Irene, the Alien, and Olivia Lux. And I think they also loved Deja Sky as well, but, like, girl, no. And the winner, the top 2, are Bosco and Irene. Again, and they have to lip sync, and the lip sync to Pocketbook by Jennifer Hudson. And it was a lip sync. I'm sorry, it was not necessarily the key that I wanted it to be. It was not like, ooh. It was very much, like, it was fine. But it wasn't really giving. It wasn't really doing what I needed it to do. Irene did what she needed to do. She lip sync. Bosco didn't know the words. I feel like they wanted Olivia in the top, but, like, they saw, like, well, we want Irene and Bosco, so we're going to do Irene and Bosco again, but, like, in the top 4, because Irene's surprising us, and she deserves it. But I think they chose the song for Olivia to perform, because this is not a white girl song, obviously. It's Jennifer Hudson and Ludacris. It's the music. It's not for... wouldn't it have been more iconic if it was just Making My Way Downtown? That would have been fun. But Irene the Alien actually wins a lip sync, which is great. And then we get the gag. We have 4 points that we can give away, and the queen that gets the points gets to move forward. Now, here's the thing. Even though Irene won, she could just as easily... She already has guaranteed her spot in the finale. However, Bosco... Actually, and Bosco has as well. Because if they gave all 4 points to somebody else, then they would be moving up. They would have 7 points. So they end up splitting them, not really evenly, but they end up splitting them. Yeah, they end up splitting them evenly. Aja gives her point to Deja. Deja gives her point to, I think, Olivia Lux. Olivia gives her point to Aja, and then Phoenix has the final say. And Phoenix chooses Aja to move forward, which I'm very happy about, because Aja was kind of scared. It was a, three-way tie for that. I also think that Aja would have been chosen anyway, but that's just me. And then we get the twist that Deja, Phoenix, and Olivia are not out of the competition. They could randomly be selected for a wild card pick. Let's talk about each of these queens. What am I going to remember from this bracket? And what chance do the other 3 queens have to actually being picked? They have a 1 in 9 chance of being picked. And I'm going to be honest here. The only queen that I think could be picked out of this bracket is Deja Scott, but that's just me. So here's the team. Let's start with Irene. Irene really surprised me. I originally wrote her off because she lost. She went home first. But it was the redemption of the century. She needed it. She definitely did really well. She knew what she needed to do, and she got done what she needed to get done. I think I'm going to definitely remember her improv challenge. And I'm going to just remember her being, a good drag queen. She did great. I'm also going to remember her runway looks. They were really stellar. She had a lot going for her. What about Bosco? Bosco, for me, I just will remember Bosco for being a good, funny, entertaining drag queen. I think that what I'll definitely remember most is her improv challenge, obviously. But even still, just her and her quips and her runways, which were leagues better than anything that she presented on season 14. I fear that Bosco definitely has this in the bag for a top 4 spot at the finale. I think that Georges, Ginger, Lydia, and then Bosco are going to be our top 4. Let's talk about Aja. Aja, I will remember her for being strategic. She played this game, again, very alliance heavy. And I think that came back to bite her in the ass because she was so worried about her relationships. She wasn't worried about doing that great in the challenges. And these last 2 episodes, after an amazing first episode, she kind of fell by the wayside because she was so focused on making sure that everybody in her alliances were good and all of that. And I don't think that she really needed to do that. For me, once Aja makes it to the final, she and Irene both, I think, are gonna fizzle out. Aja is gonna be good but not great, and I don't necessarily think that she's gonna be a contender for this crown. I think that if she was a lip sync and Georges is there or Ginger is there, she's gonna lose to Georges. It's gonna be between the 2 of them though, because she can lip sync, and that's what I'm gonna definitely remember is the "Thank You the Shit Fart" lip sync with her in it. Let's talk about Deja Sky. Deja came into the competition unsure of herself. Same with another queen that we're gonna get to last. And I think that really came back to bite her in the butt. That being said, she has the biggest chance out of the three that I that left to go back into the competition. And if she does, is she gonna make it to the top four? I don't think so. I think that okay, my current top four. I think that she's losing against Ginger Minj. If she goes back in, Ginger is gonna beat her ass in a lip sync. Um, but she'd at least make it to the top four. I love Deja. I just don't think that this was necessarily her All Stars to win. I would love to see her back on All Stars 11 or 12, maybe, to give us some more Deja Sky. In fact, any queen that gets eliminated, I'd love to see them back again because that means because in a different format where they're gonna be able to really show who they are. Let's talk about Olivia. Olivia, to me, was the villain of this group. She had a lot of fights and stuff. I will remember that because she really didn't do as well as I think that she needed to make it to the finale. I also think that she was less in the alliance category, unlike Aja, but more into the let's make new friends and also new foes. I think I'm gonna remember her glow up, and I think I'm gonna remember her being just like Olivia Lux, this new and improved Olivia Lux. But what I won't really recall is her challenges. I think that the original thing, the first challenge she did fine, but she didn't do great. The second challenge she was one of the worst, one of the weaker ones. And as for this challenge, it was fine, but I'm not gonna really go to bed at night and go, remember Olivia's makeover. That being said, I will remember her coming and going runway. I loved that runway. It was very pretty. Let's talk about Phoenix. Phoenix was so in her head this entire time, and that is what cost her anything in this competition, is that she did not feel like she was good enough to compete with any of these other girls. And I fear that Nicole Paige Brooks is about to experience the exact same thing, and we're going to see a repeat. I want to see Phoenix back on All Stars. I want to see her back on a non-elimination season where she can gain points and actually lip sync and do what she needs to do. I want to see Phoenix lip sync. If Olivia Lux came back, if they chose Olivia Lux, I don't think that she's going to make it past, obviously. But who do I think she's going home against? Probably Bosco. Phoenix, I also don't think that she's going to make it past. And I don't even think that they're going to consider her for the merge because she was so unsure of herself, and there's no point in really bringing her back unless they really want to gag us and bring her back and show us that she can lip sync. But I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that they're going to save it for somebody in bracket 2 or 3. Though brackets 2 and 3, bracket 3 especially, I'm not quite looking forward to if Alyssa Hunter makes it. I don't know. I'm like, if Alyssa Hunter is the one that they choose, why? I would need to see Alyssa Hunter, obviously, in the next thing, of course. Leave me be. You leave me be. Go away. But, like, I don't know. I shouldn't have said that. I love Alyssa Hunter, but I'm like... Okay. Marcy's attacking blinds. I'm like, I don't know what Alyssa Hunter is gonna bring. Anyway, with Phoenix, if she had gotten out of her head, hi Marcy, if she'd gotten out of her head and done what she needed to do, I feel like this could be a different story. But she didn't. I don't really think that her hopes are that high for making it into the wild card bracket. Next week is the start of the pink group, and I am extremely excited for that because we get chaos. We get the chaos of all of the all these queens combined. Who am I rooting for to make it past the merge in groups 2 and 3. So group 2, it's going to be Georges, Lydia, Mistress. I already know. They're going to cause a lot of drama, and then Lydia's RuPaul's favorite, so she's going to make it through. I don't think that Carrie, Tina, or Nicole are going to make it past the merge. As for Group 3, Ginger, Diabetti, and Denali. And if not Diabetti, then Acid Betty. And if not Acid Betty, then more than likely Alyssa Hunter. I don't think that Cynthia Lee Fontaine is going to make it past the merge. I think that Ginger and Denali are shoo-ins because both of them are great. Though, I think that Denali is going to be, like, overconfident in her lip-sync abilities and then fail. She's going to, like, lose against, like, Cynthia or something like that. I don't know. I don't know if Cynthia Lee Fontaine's actually going to win anything. She might. Who knows? Next week it seems to be a design challenge. I don't know who the guest judge is yet. I'm excited to find out. But, yeah. What did you guys think? Leave your comments down below. I will see you guys next week, or I may release a video soon about another topic. I have a couple on my mind. Alright, everybody. Bye.